Bum, 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 ba-na-na-na-na. Anyway, we're back. Didn't stream yesterday because I got up to the point where I usually start organizing to get ready for a stream, and I just felt exhausted. Don't know why. I'm fine today. Just things and stuff. But we're back. Continue on this madness. I mean, I don't think particularly much is going to be...
But seriously.
Not much is going to happen in this stream, most likely. It's just going to be blitzing through the next section of story.
Yo. Hey.
I don't know much else, really. What are the stats I need to still upgrade? Knowledge and guts.
Hey.
Let's brew some coffee then. Whoa,
Yes. All right.
Do 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 do. Da, 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 da. Oh, do,
Let me
do.
explain.
Ba, da, da, da. Da.
Bless that girl.
Ba, da, da.
Impossible.
Dun, 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 da, 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 da. Boom, 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 boom.
Scared. Look at that rain. I'm exhausted.
I don't really want to spend the time grinding on mementos just yet. Oh, she's actually talking to him.
See ya.
Level 63 is where we want to be for size power stance to kill everything.
What?
I mean, it's all I really have for now info-wise. I do want to make the better variation of Krzair, but again, I don't want to do the grind today.
Oh, come on. Well, see you later.
Heck, I don't want to do too much grinding until we get to Krzair because I do want to enjoy his additional story bits and pieces that he adds.
Oh, this rain
They
is
just
so annoying.
increase the random chatter.
Take your time.
Take your time.
Oh, there's the kid.
Hey. Wow.
Guessing you sold the cheating thing over at the other area.
Man.
Someone vandalized this car. I don't know if I'd call that vandalize, Morgana.
Hi there. Made a decision?
Don't have to ever do any of those. They're there now. I can do some gaming.
Oh.
Wait, there's a castle. What do we get out of the castle machines?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I have not seen a Eastern update neons. I love how I'm like several hundred hours into this game. Like, I've played this game for almost 300 hours, and yet I keep finding new stuff that I haven't discovered before.
Oh. I knew you could do it. Oh. I see. Okay.
All right. All right. Yo.
Oh, that's right. I have maxed out his spawn door. What am I sitting going like, oh, I can continue his thing. No, I've maxed it already. I don't need to worry about it.
Oh. Hi. Hey. Thank you so much. Listen.
Do 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 do.
All right.
This sucks.
Full-blown public execution. We didn't do it purposely, you crazy people. Full-blown public execution. Oh, shut it.
Hey, are you listening?
Full dodged it.
No
My charm's already maxed out though, everyone gone up. Oh man, I got more charm! Oh, it's already maxed. Crazy. Whoa, 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 whoa. Futavas! I see Futaba rank up, I gotta go do Futaba rank up. Just how it goes, huh?
Go. Thanks.
Boo woo woo! Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do.
All right.
Do 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 do. Sure, let's do some studying. Whatever.
She's the one who should be in pain right now. Well then. Go.
What
shall we
do?
What do you think? Let's go. Here. Thanks. Hmm.
Who have I actually, Thief Dens achievement wise, who have I actually gone the romance route? I haven't done it for any adults actually. I'll let this one be. Like, I had no idea who I was actually going to bother with this time around, because I know I'm not doing Haru because she's the only female confidant I haven't completed fully without the romance. I've not completed fully platonically. Whatever. This is just
Alright.
collection for the Thieves' Den.
Anyway. Hey.
Dun, dun, dun,
Really?
dun, 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 dun. Good.
Fine.
I've not seen this.
Well then.
At least,
I'll see you later.
it's like, I'm not sure how to deal with this when it's a minor, but actually, that's still kind of whack, but whatever. Won't worry too much about it. Dun, 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 dun. Anyway.
Ah, you're back.
I should write something.
Let's go to Thieves' Den. Because, like, what are the actual things left on my Thieves' Den stuff to do? Achievement-wise. %% completed. So, beat all the retro games that can be played in your room. Solve 15 crossword puzzles. Hit a total of 30 home runs. Train your body by practicing on the dummy at the Protein Lovers Sports Gym in Shibuya. Legend of the Dragon Fist. Accumulate 100,000 points in the fishing. And won a total of 5 prizes from the crane game. So done the Phantom Grief Crane Union, which is reach max rank 4 confidence. There's Ladies Man, achieve a romantic relationship with all potential romantic confidants. That's gone up by 1 now. Because it was only 3 last time I checked, which I believe, if I remember correctly, it's Makoto, Haru, and Kazumi. I think I've done so far. Anyway. But now it's the 4th one, so slowly collecting that. Be stand as equals, achieve a strong bond of friendship with all potential romantic confidants. That's Haru, because I didn't get Haru's rank completed in my first playthrough of the game, and I did her romantic route in my second run. I haven't given gifts. One more custom gun. I need to harvest some stuff. Still I'm going to. Anyway, it's like I also keep collecting those things along for the stuff. So I don't think I'll ever actually properly complete it, but you know, eventually.
Huh? What? For reals?
Well, Haru. I've seen that one. Everyone's favorite people are hanging out down here.
Oh. Yes.
Well, the gun isn't cut off, it's just the way it looks. Yeah, she's up here.
Agreed. So what?
Catchy, I love a catchy. Anyway. Turn to the game. Can the up button work? There we are. Yo. What cars do I actually have? So Sirius Max, Tali's there. Actually, I should do hers because I need to finish hers for the last thing, I'd assume. Because this would be max rank, wouldn't it? Kazla... Likely Doctor... Yep, that would be max rank.
Yes. The members seem to be doing well now. I
I do a phone consultation with them from time to time, and they're all very cheerful. That goes for my fortune teller customers as well. I've been getting thanked a lot more lately, even by the people who get bad fortunes. Particularly when I tell them they can alter their fate. That's very true. All I used to say before was that they were going to face misfortune. I had a best friend in the town I used to live in. She was the first person I read a fortune for. When she started avoiding me, I read the fortune of our fate. It was a terrible result. But I prayed that it would somehow work out. However, that never happened. That's when I started to believe that fate couldn't be changed. No surprise though,
How long
right?
have you been at this challenge so
Because
far? I think it's like 40 hours, give or take.
Try and change it. I haven't talked to her in years.
I think my save is 37 hours. Like I've lost, I don't know the precise times entirely because this is Merciless. Anytime I die, I get kicked back to the menu. So whatever time I've lost to just deaths like that is just non-existent anymore. You know, like, have you like not died?
You may
Oh,
interpret
okay.
it.
Well, there is this where I skip around on the cutscenes a lot.
All right, all right.
All right, all right. Can I get to a point where I can look at my save? Oh no, we're about to do exams. Lol. But yeah, I believe my save is about 30-ish
Phantom
hours.
Thieves have gone off the deep end, don't you think? I thought they were gonna change that
So, okay, what's... So I've streamed about 44 hours of Persona 5 Royal so far, which is just this challenge. I have a total of
I thought they were
260 hours in this game.
Murderers.
Oh man, does this mean anyone who gets
Dude,
targeted
final
is
boss normal.
screwed?
Oh, and Akuma, of course.
Quiet down. I'll now be handing
I mean,
out your
Akuma was an
exam
interesting
booklets.
battle that took a bit to figure out. I don't know if I had that many struggles on the final bosses in any way.
Shall we begin?
Oh, great. 30 services used to be on color black white picture.
You're still. You know that. That doesn't mean that criminal. Still. Couldn't. And I mean, did you.
Dom.
Now everyone.
Fine tries to find a boss. I just turned the difficulty. I honestly don't know what I did wrong. And then again, it was my first ever JRPG I beat. Some of them are just difficult. Honestly. Charles Henson. And hetero profession. Nah, I mean, typical the final bosses in most JRPGs, if you've never played anything along the lines, the
Phantom
last
Thieves have
one
gotta be
tends to be
students
stronger
here,
because you
right?
underestimate
I
how
mean,
much you
they
need to do
killed our
beforehand.
principal.
Like, my
Isn't
first proper experience was Fire Emblem Three Houses.
Okay,
And
class,
I think
let's get
I spent
started.
like 5-10 hours trying to do the final map on the Red House route. Because I was just underleveled by a long shot. And it was such a brutal thing to do. And I obviously didn't have like 20 different saves to roll back to. So I was kind of sitting there trying to, well, brute force my way through it. Eventually I got there, but it took me a fair bit of time. Actually, probably look at my Switch. No way. Yeah, I basically did no preparation beforehand, just ran out of SP and items, speed change especially. Yeah, it's like your first time doing any form of JRPG, if you're not like
Police are here again?
being over
Yeah, seems like
prepared
it's
is
for real
what you
this
want to
time.
be. If
But
you're
apparently one of
not,
our
and
students
then
is
you're
a
going to
phantom
get
thief.
screwed because you didn't
Seriously?
realize how much it's
I
going to
read the same
brutalize
thing
you.
online.
Why am I still
Apparently
awake? I don't know,
public
Mr.
security is already
9080s.
on the
Why are
move.
you still awake? I assume it's late your time. I used most of that stuff during the first phase, not knowing that there was a second one. Yeah. That was me in the finale for Metaphor Refantasio. I got caught so off guard by an additional phase. It's kind of nutty.
Welcome.
I won't talk too much more about that because spoilers. I hate the Okuruma fight. I almost had to Ignazi just to win. Honestly, the Okuruma fight is a drastic spike in difficulty for this game. For a game that, for the most part, outside of Okuruma and then of course the final bosses, it is very breezy for the most part. Okamura actually required you to use a lot of the mechanics that you might not have spent a lot of time really figuring out. Because after, like, I think with my first run through, it was just a continuous back and forth. I kept getting hard stomped by, I think, either the light blue or the green ones. But ultimately, I grew to understand the way you want to do it is you have items that deal damage that affects the opponent's weakness, right? You'll need to have a few baton pass levels. Like, you'll need to have a few additional baton pass levels on the people who you're currently using. Thank you, Twitch chat. The typical get free viewers here. Anyway. And the idea that I figured out is that each one of your party members or just Joker has the ability to target one of their weaknesses, and your best way to deal with it without switching to Merciless, because that's a way to get around the quirks, is to just use the items that target their weakness, deals like 50 damage, baton pass to the next party member, use another item to deal 50 damage to one of them, baton pass to the next party member that doesn't have the weakness attack, use another item to hit them with the weakness, and then for the final baton pass, switch to the character that has the splash attack that hits them for their weakness, because the damage for that attack is vastly pumped, as well as vastly pumped. It is free SP wise, and because there'll still be a fourth enemy that you hadn't knocked down yet, if you don't successfully kill all four of them with that hit, you get a second hit for free that is still amped up in power. It was a boss that required you to actually heavily utilize the mechanics the game taught you. But at no point beforehand had you actually had to make heavy use of those mechanics. So obviously, it caught a lot of people off guard. It is unironically the easiest fight to do in Merciless because of the triple weakness / critical damage.
My father didn't have a will. All of his stocks transferred to me. Which means suddenly, I'm the biggest shareholder in a company of over 1,000 employees. But I don't know the first thing about business direction or fund management. I am. Sorry, I didn't mean to worry you. It's just, I know I'm the president's daughter.
Granted,
I
I'm on
never thought
Merciless
I'd
mode,
actually end
and
up involved
I've
in
been
company
forced into
business.
using the DLC personas because of
Because of that,
Madarame.
lately I've been meeting
Because
with all the
eventually,
various
but going back
officers
and farming
lawyers
at
my
either there
father
was
employed.
right before the final
They've
boss
been
at
giving me
Okuruma was
advice on all the
impossible.
things I'm not
Yeah,
entirely sure
that's
about.
why if you
Assets,
fail the boss
stocks.
fight on the
It's clear some
calling
people
card
only
day,
want to get on
it
my
gives you the
good side
option
now.
to retry the
I don't
battle
know who I can
or
trust. They
flick
try
back
sound
to the
comforting
previous
by saying
morning
things
before
like,
you sent the
"Don't
calling
worry,"
card.
or, "Leave it to me." But
Since they didn't
it
have
feels
enough
like
of
they're
these
really
elemental
only being
items.
nice
Yeah.
so they can get their hands on my
It's
bank
something that
account.
requires a bit more preparation, a bit
I
more
never
thought,
realized I could
especially
be
if
this
you
distrustful of other people.
just a bit more to it. Fortunately, I naturally
I'm sorry
had
for ranting on
enough
about
of
this
the
matter. I feel as
air
though
horns
doing
or
so
the wind
has helped
ones
me
to
calm down a
do
bit,
the
though.
section that
The
was
only
I was
people
struggling
I've
at, and then I
consulted up
was
to this
fine from that
have been
point.
employees. But I think what I really needed was someone closer to my own age. closer to my own viewpoint.
Close to my own viewpoint.
If it isn't too much trouble, could we speak about this again some other time? In return,
Up to that point, I tried to play without any guide or spoilers
what
from
can
Dude.
I do to help you? I don't have any unique talents. How about this? You know,
Line in your
gardening.
first
I'm
JRPG was
actually
not
quite
something I was
skilled at
prepared
it.
for.
A few years
Yeah,
ago,
once you
I
play at
even
least
managed
one,
to grow
you
tropical fruit in the
quickly learn
balcony
the
at my
idea
house.
of there
To
is
be
nothing
honest,
like being
this is what I do when
overprepared.
I'm alone.
You're never
To
overprepared.
keep my
Do all
mind
the
off
preparation
everything
you
that's
think you're gonna
happening.
need, and then double it, because
Oh,
just
that's right.
having the
I
ability
stored
to
some
just
vegetables in the
pivot your
refrigerator down in the
plan
home economics room.
if
We
something's
still
not
have some
going
time
quite the
left.
right way
Would you
is
mind
interesting.
waiting here a moment?
Another interesting thing with the Okoromu Palace in total, you get shown
I grew
all
these
of
right
the
here in these
enemies
berry
that are going to
planters
appear in
and
his
harvested them
fight,
myself not too long ago.
except for
There's not much
the black
consistency to their
boss
colors or
robot
shapes,
and
but-
Haru. You also get to know the weaknesses of all of the other bots. And I think the idea was it was giving you the information to those bots, and it was the game was kind of hoping that you would remember this information when you see these bots appearing in the actual fight itself, especially after you knock through them very quickly.
Thank you.
I don't know.
I'm sure Sakura-san will give me his honest opinion. I'll make sure this next harvest is particularly good.
It's one of those things where
Well then, shall
the
we head over
difficulty
to the
spike
hideout?
wasn't exactly well done,
Congrats on surviving midterms.
I guess.
I think I'm screwed for real this time. I couldn't concentrate at all.
Oh, Shido.
acting upon them. In order to make that natural course of action a reality,
Again? It's so damn
Boom,
loud!
boom, boom, boom,
More
boom,
importantly,
boom,
what's
boom,
this you want
boom.
to talk about?
Well, having an iPhone now
You
has
said
definitely
that
made
something was on your
P3R a
mind
lot more
before,
fun, even
but
if
were
the
you
actual
able to
fighting
figure
and
out what
dungeon
it
part
was?
is worse in that game
The
simply because
Medjed
it's so
that I banned
repetitive.
wasn't the
Eh.
real one.
Huh?
So much that could have been done about
Aren't you the real
Tartarus.
one, though?
Oh, the guy who called himself Medjed after me isn't the one from the other day.
What do you mean?
I was the only
The code
ability to
written
insta
by
kill
that
enemies in
guy
later
the other
dungeons
day
was
is
godsend in
different from any of
P5
the
for
past
grinding levels.
Medjed.
Yeah, that is
And
something I
that
can just
means-
flat out agree with, especially
A code
after
is like
doing
your
this exact
fingerprints.
same
No
challenge
matter
in
how you
Persona
try to
3
disguise it,
Reload.
your own quirks
The
appear in it.
grinding was
The one
just
from
so
the
much
other
more
day was all
annoying
cut and
because
pasted with no
I just
consistency,
avoided
no
any
skill
of
at
the
all.
normal enemies altogether and was just going floor hopping for any rare or strong enemies because the smaller enemies literally were worthless to me because I would spend too much resources to kill them and get absolutely nothing out of them.
So someone used the Medjed name to provoke the Phantom Thieves? For what purpose?
Could they have been doing it for fun? It was
Though
around
that
the
is
time
one
our group
thing
started
that
getting popular, so maybe
Tartarus
they had it
has
in them to
over
hide.
just grinding in P5. It's a lot
Wait a
easier
minute.
just to flick
What
through
if
the
it's the
floors because
other
once
way
you've
around?
gone through them once, you can just look at the
Perhaps
map,
they used
see
the
the
Medjed
enemies
name
there,
to
and
make
then
the Phantom
bump down to
Thieves
the next
known.
floor immediately instead of
That
having
makes
to
no
find the way
sense.
down in Mementos again.
I actually
Because
thought the
each
same as
time you
Makoto.
leave a Mementos floor, it
Why is
resets
that?
into something new, which
Know how I just said that code is
good
like
for one
fingerprints?
for some
I found those
reasons,
same
bad for
fingerprints
others.
somewhere completely
Worry
different.
if
Where's that?
I'm always worried if I just floor hop till I
Phantom
find myself 2
Aficionado
months completely
website.
underleveled,
There were
stuck in one of the
traces
bosses
of it being
like I
illegally
was in
tampered with from the
P5.
outside.
For real?
For summer vacation, the access counter was made to be much higher than the actual number. Same with the rankings.
I think the best
Particularly
the
time
best way
when
to approach
President
that is
Okumura
just
ranked first.
are you struggling to
So
deal with
then,
the
the one
bosses
who
in
provoked the
Tartarus
group
floors?
and the one who
Like,
tampered with the
are you
site
struggling
are
to
the same
get to
person?
the peak of the
I think
current
I'm
section in
starting to see the big
Tartarus?
picture.
Or are you
Both
doing
Medjed's
fine? If you're
provocation
doing
and the
fine, then
tampering
you'll
of the
do fine
website
with the full
brought
moon
attention to
bosses.
us as a result.
It might take you a
On
few
top of
attempts
that,
because some of them
our
will
reason
definitely
for
screw you in
targeting
ways
Okumura
you will
was
never see
influenced by
coming,
the public
but
and the rankings.
as long as
Perfect
you're
timing
not
and
struggling
the
to get to the
perfect
top
target.
of the current
If
section
both
of
of those have been
Tartarus, you
set up,
should be fine for the final boss
It would all
fights.
makes sense.
So the culprit was planning to put the blame on us from the start? No way.
This is all hypothetical. We lack any hard evidence. But if all your deductions
Oh yeah,
happen
casually.
to be
We're
correct,
talking about this
that would
casually while
mean
plot's
we've been
happening.
playing right into their hand for the past 2 months or so.
We
And so
gotta be
far it's fine,
overthinking
yeah.
things. I mean, we're talking both the rankings and Medjed. Everyone made a big deal about it. If this was all set up, then what kind of guy did we make an enemy of?
There's no point in getting anxious over speculation.
Yeah, as long as
Regardless, we'll be
you
falsely charged at this rate.
aren't
And with
struggling
murder,
to get through the
we must overcome
entire
this.
sections of Tartarus,
But we
then
don't
you
even
should
know
be
who we're
fine
up
for the
against.
bosses of the
Hey,
section.
you think we're falling into another trap, even at this very moment?
Yeah, this doesn't mean that we've lost yet. Even if this is the actions of a meticulous enemy, we'll just have to get back at them. We need to find clues, no matter what.
I don't think at any
Me?
point was there any drastic
I was told
spikes
you
in
recommended
the
this
boss
reassignment
levels
yourself.
outside of the
Why
finale
would you
section.
choose someone as inexperienced as myself?
When the case of the Shujin
I won't say
principal
much
was
more.
ruled a suicide, you thought to reopen it, and you
Ah,
proved its
July.
connection to the Phantom Thieves. This is based primarily on that achievement.
I'm honored, sir.
The Phantom Thieves issue is now a national crisis. Expectations are exceedingly high for us public prosecutors, as we are the executors of justice. Personnel and planning will be up to you on this case. You will also have the police under your command. I'd like you to oversee this operation. You've yet to give an answer. Will you accept the task of
Yeah, Persona 3 was my
Phantom
Persona 3
Thieves?
Reload was my first forte
I will
into
give it
this
everything I have.
franchise.
We'll have to prepare a higher position for you
You just
as
hit
well,
one hit the
Leon,
entire
did you
police
succeed?
force.
I don't
Yeah,
wish to
but
apply
that's in
extra pressure.
Mementos, and also
I assume your
they're
odds
not
of
shadows,
success
so it
are
doesn't quite
high.
work that way.
Naturally, failure to accomplish this task is unacceptable. Do you understand?
Of course.
That's the
I will live up to your
metaverse.
expectations no matter
Mementos is
what it
just a
takes.
location.
That is
Jeez.
all then. I expect good
What
results
is
from you.
So,
I'm home.
Say's peak level.
sis. Should I warm
Engagement
up
is
dinner
peak
for
level
you?
in her palace is
No,
53,
it's
so we
okay.
want to get to 63 for the insta kills.
How about a bath?
No need. I just came home to get a change of clothes.
Are you going to stay at work then?
Okay.
I've been entrusted with a very important task.
You look awful, though. Aren't you tired?
As an adult, there will be times when you will accept an assignment for which failure is not tolerated. It's all over for me if I can't win this.
Still, if you were to collapse from exhaustion...
This is my one chance to get a promotion.
Honestly, I'm still a little confused by the entire
heard
scene where they
detectives have been
sneakily go
coming
into
to your
Mementos
school.
before
That
Akechi
must
does
make it hard
his
to
thing.
focus on your studies.
I feel like there
Don't
should
worry,
be a
though.
plot hole
It will
there.
all be over soon.
I think the
What do you mean?
idea is that
I'm going to catch the Phantom Thieves.
I believe how it was
myself.
explained is that
Is
Futaba
that
has
the
access
important task you
to
mentioned?
Joker's phone
It's none of
and
your
was
concern.
tracking the GPS of his phone. We know that he has access to Joker's. She has access to Joker's
my
phone
God.
because they took a
Sis has her
photo
sights set on
at
the
some
Phantom
point.
Thieves.
I forget where exactly in the plot it was, but basically
This is bad.
they took a
You
photo.
need to let
Joker
everyone
took a
know.
photo with his phone, and then Futaba immediately sent a message saying, "Ha, you look silly," or something along those lines, making it clear that she has access to his phone, as well as just all the stuff with that. We also know, based upon what she tells us after the fact, that she also bugged Akechi's phone, so she just kind of tracked the GPSs of both phones, and when they were close, she just flicked the nav on. Boom, boom, boom. It's a really cool scene. Yeah. I love how the twist wasn't that Akechi was who Akechi was, but the fact that the Phantom Thieves already fucking knew and they were planning to dupe him instead. That's the part I love so much about it. It's not like the twist. Like, the twist was predictable. You could see Akechi being Akechi a mile away. It wasn't that hard. It's the other fact that the Phantom Thieves also knew and had already planned around this. That was nuts. What do I do? Actually, was there a crossword down there? I should probably do the crosswords. Nope, there's no crossword. Actually, make coffee.
I'll just add this.
So 38 hours in game recorded time and 45-ish in actual play time for this challenge. And if you want to know how Time if Dad's dad or mum had something to do with the incidents and was the guy sneaking in the metaverse killing all those people, that's what I imagined. Yeah, if you I've been using Krzair pretty much since Madarame. For the simple fact that in Merciless, it is actually impossible to get past Madarame if you don't obscenely overlevel yourself and get access to like some of the best damaging moves, or you use DLC personas. Because you need to get rid of Madarame's first phase very quickly, or you're screwed. Pretty sure have all the other DLC personas here just to make they all had damages of certain weaknesses for Kuruma. Let's get some coffee. I'll brew some coffee. Or psychiatrist. Yeah.
Yes.
All right.
Let me explain.
Boom.
Damned
Bum ba dum bum bum. Dum ba da 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 dun 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 dun. Boom boom ba da da do 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 do.
They were there today.
Or just him. Just Joker. Only Joker. The moment that I had the ability to remove everyone from the party, I did. There are certain points where you're forced to have the additional party member, basically whenever someone awakens to their persona. But then, immediately afterwards, I just blitz the party members out. I was like, nope, it's just be Joker. It is Joker and Joker himself.
Well then, next up is to come...
We're sorry to take you. Let's see. Ah, yes. You're the one. It says here you had it. You're more hot-blooded than you look. You spend time with quite an interesting group. The more friends, the better, right? I'm sorry to have taken your time. Oh, I almost forgot. Do you think the Phantom Thieves are associated with this school?
I should currently be studying for exam tomorrow, but I'm here watching a fictional high school study for his.
We won't know for certain unless we investigate further.
Thank you for your time.
Your responses will serve as great reference material. Takamaki-san is next.
It's like, yes, I did have a bit of a dispute with Kamoshida. That is a thing.
I got so nervous, I almost stuttered a few times.
Seems we were all asked the same questions.
That's how they get you. They do that on purpose, then wait for someone to slip up.
I hope you didn't.
It was probably fine. Oh, I would have been done for if they saw how sweaty my hands were, though.
You think my name would come up as well?
Sounds like we can't take the police lightly either.
Hey, didn't you think that detective guy was scary? Especially those eyes. It was like they were smiling, but not.
I'm sorry for all of this. It's because of my sister.
That's not true, Mako-chan.
It's not as though I hadn't predicted this would happen, but now that it's become reality, I'm unsure of what to do.
We
Very
need to
close
make
to all
sure we
these
don't draw
early targets were
suspicion
to the Phantom
and
Thieves.
work
It
to
feels
clear our
weird how they
names.
weren't caught earlier.
Right.
It ain't your fault, Makoto.
I mean, it's just as
I'm
simple
gonna
as
try to
lacking
see how far along this
evidence.
investigation really is.
I'm worried about the police too, but as of now, anyone in this city could be a mole.
They were
As,
so
and
popular too.
especially considering
Can I ask you to search your
the
father's
only
belongings
ones that
for
they're
clues
close
about a
to the
possible
victims
culprit?
was
I know it may be
Kamoshida,
tough on
of
you.
course, just being
No, it's
close
okay.
to Tamaki,
Now isn't the
Ryuji,
time for me to
and
look away.
Joker for various different things.
As for everyone else, you need to be cautious of how you spend your time at school. So, I've decided to have you 3 second years join me on the school
Did she just lie and be
festival
like, I haven't
executive
found anything?
committee.
I believe she was just like, I got some information,
It
I'm
will
not sure
allow
what
us
to do
to
with it,
gather
nor to
without
prove
drawing
anything.
suspicion.
And then eventually she's just like,
Yes,
yeah, no,
trying
I
to
can't
blend
find
in
any
while
hard
we'll
evidence
do
on
the
this. I
opposite.
believe they're just yada 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 yada. I don't care anymore.
Fine.
I agree. The more time I have to kill, the more
Because
time I'll spend worrying about all this stuff.
The
No
link
matter
between
what happens,
Kamoshida
I don't
and
want to regret my decision.
Makoto probably was
Jesus.
non-existent. Just another random school student that they were threatening. They have no idea how Medjed was dealt with,
For now, the best
and
option
then
is to
suddenly
stay
they
on the defensive.
reappear with
But we won't make progress at
Okamura
this
and they're
rate.
friends with
Let's try
Haru.
and figure out who the real culprit is somehow.
That is
okay?
definitely something to question.
Of course.
But then if they're friends with Haru, why would they, if the Phantom Thieves are those guys and they're friends with Haru, why would they kill her father? That's not what they, like, that doesn't make any sense. It's like, if you take the first two palaces in account, yeah, it looks really bad for them. But then you take everything that's happened since, it's less clear. Yeah, which is the reason why they are so hard on the actual school itself. That's why the investigations keep happening at the school, yada yada yada.
What do you want to do? Okay.
What's
up? What's up? What's up?
Oh, for fuck's sake, just stop. God, Jesus, why is back not work completely right every time? Yeah, stats, as you can see. Only Ren and Futaba. No other party members. You can also tell that by the fact of how far behind they are level-wise. They're like 6 levels behind except for Haru, which is a bit further behind because she's a more recent addition to the team. It's going to be interesting to see what level of catch he's going to be when he gets added to the team. Because that gives you a good piece of information of where we should be level-wise. Because it's like one of those things where you look at the Kamoshida incident and the amount of people that could have problems with him is pretty decent list. Early on, actually. Usually install it on an emulator and play the OGP5 through the first dungeon. On an emulator. Whoa. On a PS3 emulator? That would have ran like some form of somethings. Again, almost made me give up. That is a choice. That is a good... That is... a choice. I got Royal on Steam, and I played it through initially on my Steam Deck. Same with Persona 3 and Persona 4 Golden. Persona 4 Golden's also the only game I'm yet to actually complete a New Game Plus run. Played the opening 3 times to save on PC S3 Corrupted. Did you play... When you got a normal version that wasn't emulated, was it just normal Persona 5 or was it Persona 5 Royal?
Yes. I have another suggestion. Call for the
Royal,
arrest
okay.
of the Phantom
So at
Thieves,
least
then mobilize the police.
once you got past the
rest
first
will
dungeon, it
go
was
as
a
you meant.
bit different. I mean, it was at least a bit different because grapple hook go burr and will
Truly
seeds.
amazed at the atrocious methods you come up with.
We know you're on the phone with Shido. Did you get the 3rd semester? I played till Madarame, dropped it for 4 months, got my Steam Deck, played till Okaruma, and dropped it. That makes sense. I got Decky, so I have my playtime thing. Yeah, I started Persona 5 Royal at the end of May last year. And completed it in late July. I mean, late mid-June. With a 12-hour session on the day I completed it. I did get the 3rd semester. Cool. I believe I stayed up till like 5 a.m. just playing on my Steam Deck, plugged into the charger because I was going through the finale. Because it was a lot longer than I expected it to be.
This is it.
Yeah. But he wouldn't tell me why. Yeah, that's the way to do it. It's like, hey, just make sure you get Maruki's Confidant maxed out before November. Before he goes. Just important. Yeah, if you don't max out Maruki's Confidant, you don't get the 3rd semester.
I don't have time.
Effectively. But on vacation, Croatia's vacation in Croatia.
Hey.
In response to the police identifying the Phantom Thieves, I can't say it. I'm sorry.
Goro Akechi had
hammock
this to
next to
say.
the beach and sun's over my Steam Deck in
Even
my
though
hand,
my
trying to murder
opinion has been
God,
met with
playing in my
criticism,
tent until 2
I've
p.m.
held
each night.
fast that the Phantom Thieves are not
Just. Yes, Akechi.
However,
I believe the recent series of suspicious deaths is unrelated to their actions. Really, Akechi? What? Did I hear you correctly?
But Akechi-san, you
Akechi-san,
were the first to
first
caution
cautioned
everyone
everyone
about
about
the
Phantom
Phantom
Thieves, were you not?
Were you not?
This doesn't change the fact that they are indeed a dangerous group. That said, I would like to express that immediately linking them to this case is far too hasty. There are still many questions
What a little
to be answered
bitch trying to bait us in with
Feels
this
as though
stuff,
there's
though.
more to this.
Steam Deck
After
OLED?
this conference, Akechi-san announced he will be limiting
Does that
his
answer
media
it?
appearances and
The fabulous power button?
I wonder why the sudden change.
Color-wise on OLED. We won't talk about the fact that I got this in my Steam Deck OLED in Australia about 11 months before it came to Australia. So you can get it on Steam now for 899 Australian dollars, the one that I got. I totally didn't spend like $1,400 to get it off the grey market at the start of last year. Don't talk about that. I don't regret buying it early. It was such... I spent like hundreds of hours on it before it actually released in Australia in November last year. Oh, it's not raining.
What shall we do?
This is in 2023 for a 3-month student exchange to Canada. I was about to do making a deal with my parents to sell it right after, but I never did. It's too amazing. It's too good a device. It is so good. It's like, I'm gonna be honest, I'll probably get a Switch 2 not long after it releases. I mean, you can see my background. There's a bunch of Fire Emblem stuff back there. I brought the stupid Fire Emblem 3DS, new 3DS over there. We don't talk about that. But it's like, this is my main device now. Any game that I can play on it, I will, because it's just good. Fire Emblem.
For real?
A standing desk I don't tend to use too often. A lot of Fire Emblem. Yeah, we didn't talk about that. There's also all the Persona manga there. Like, all of it. And then soundtracks over that way. Anyway. A lot of Fire Emblem. I don't have a problem. Got no proof.
Here we go. What do you think?
Wait. That's... what rank is? Rank 6. I guess there is one more rank. Based on my first, I beat immediately got 3 houses, Engage, and the other 3D ones. Awakening, played all of them like 6%. Haven't beat any of them. Split my time up between them too much. Yeah, I started with 3 houses. My partner at the time was a Fire Emblem fan, and I just so happened to enter EB Games, or our GameStop, the day that 3 houses released, and they had 1 copy left on the shelf. So it's like, screw it, must be fate. And well, I've now got almost 400 hours in that game. We don't talk about it. What am I even doing? I'm just aimlessly thinking. I don't want to do the grind to get to this point in time. Akechi won't level up because he doesn't want to do that until he joins us. What? Go to the gym. I've beaten Gage. I think overall Engage is my favorite game I've played out of the series, in spite of its story. Because the gameplay is just, Remember seeing screenshots in Nintendo Magazine? Yes, with real paper. I was subscribed to a couple of years ago of 3 houses and thinking it looked really cool.
Alright.
Yeah, the symbol for me is like I heard a bit about Fire Emblem being decent. I'd also have Fire Emblem Heroes on my phone at the time because of my partner. And then I just so happened to be in the store the day it released, and they only had 1 copy left, and it just kind of made too much sense to go, screw it, I'm getting it. But I wouldn't get it for like 4 years.
Has Nijima-san told you anything about the investigation?
Well, Sis actually stopped mentioning anything about work in front of me.
That's not
It's
great.
possible I made some sort of mistake. Regardless, I thought over the matter of who we're going to invite for our school festival. I'm considering asking Akechi-kun.
For real?
Weren't
Weren't you talking about how you didn't
want
want to draw danger to us or whatever?
Fair enough.
I understand this is dangerous, but without a powerful source of intel, we won't be able to win against the police network. And I can no longer rely on my sister for information.
Wait, is this because of Akechi-kun's police connections? You're going to use him as your powerful source of intel? Bold move. I'm surprised to hear that suggestion coming from you, Makoto.
Did you see his press conference yesterday?
Yeah, games
One of
be
his comments
expensive.
defending the Phantom Thieves stood out to me. There
I'm too
is more
powerful.
to this. I think he said that knowing
Yep.
for certain that the Phantom Thieves would be watching.
Me when I had a few
Still,
months of doing
there
really
will be
well
so
with
many
YouTube
other students at the
shenanigans.
school festival.
You can see
What are
what
the odds of
happened.
success?
I kind of got a
It's a
bunch of
gamble,
Fire Emblem
and
stuff
the
that I
odds are
really
less
don't
than
need, but
favorable,
I
But we
wanted.
can no longer afford to hesitate.
I got the stupid
What are your
fancy
thoughts?
3DS over there.
Should we
I've got the
invite
fucking
Akechi-kun?
full edition of Fire Emblem Face because I'm a stupid man.
Okay,
Thank
then.
you,
everyone else okay with
LJR73
that?
for the follow. Much appreciated, much
I'm
appreciated. How you
good.
going? How you going?
Whatever he says has got to be more
Hey, I
reliable
absolutely
than
love your
what I've been
streams.
able to
man.
come up with.
It would be reassuring to gain him as an ally, rather than simply a source of information.
Hold
One of
on,
those ones,
How
eh?
are we even gonna get in touch with him? It's not.
Hey, I absolutely follows me. Hey, I absolutely love your streams. I want to talk to you on Discord. You want to add me on Discord with a hyphen in between the dis and cord? Account was made yesterday.
For real?
Could you send that my way, please? I'll contact him right away.
Stream was a salary in the first
Gotta
week.
say, I'm really not big on this Akechi deal.
Now's no time to be petty.
Just
You
think
see,
of him as a source of intel.
I didn't buy it
nothing
immediately.
more.
There's bots on Twitch when streaming myself. Yeah.
I have a response already. He
Um,
says, let me think about it.
Wait a sec. Didn't he say he
I didn't
wasn't
buy
gonna
this
do any more
immediately,
stuff
but
for
I also
media?
didn't have an OLED Switch at the time,
That's
so
likely why he's so hesitant.
eventually
What are we gonna do if he turns us
I
down?
caved.
I'll keep trying. Maybe frustrating, but he's all we have at the moment.
I still
need
was
him to do
engaged
it
with
no
these
matter
bots
what.
just in case they're a real person
We're
trying to be
counting on you,
nice.
Makoto.
Yeah, look, the moment I saw the Discord, like, because I've seen this exact message before, and then there was a Discord, but underscore in between the dis and call, it's like, okay, that's a bit suspicious. And then the second message, let's chat on Discord with a hyphen in between it now. It's like, that's odd. Looks at the account made yesterday. Ah. Design's so cool. Yeah. It's gonna be weird when that dock switches from the white and gold switch that's there to just the black switch too. Morgana's not gonna tell me to not go out. Oh my god, Morgana isn't stopping me from going to say hi to everybody. Morgana, you're being up. I shouldn't talk. Design's so cool. Nintendo has conditioned me to if Zelda equals true, buy. I was waiting for a Fire Emblem Switch. Not gonna lie. The Zelda Switch Lite, but never opened it. Just chilling on my shelf. I was just holding out hope we would get a Fire Emblem Switch like we had with the 3DSs. Especially with Engage coming out for the quote anniversary of the game, like a few years later than what the game should have been out by. The OLED Switch is already out. It's like, this is the perfect time for a Fire Emblem based Switch, and I will so get it. Didn't happen. It's like, huh. I guess I don't get an OLED Switch yet. I almost pulled the trigger on the Splatoon 3 Switch OLED because that looked really cool. It's going to be an early Switch 2 game. The genealogy of Holy War Remake was This funny thing about Fire Emblem, right? So both Fire Emblem Engage and Fire Emblem The Genealogy of Holy War remake was both leaked in like 2021. And then everything about that leak for Engage came true in 2023 when they released it. We also know that the game got rated a full year and a bit before they released the damn game. So it wouldn't be too surprising to know that the next Fire Emblem game is already finished. They're just sitting on it for some reason. Because Nintendo just does that. They sit on games for a while before releasing them. Wasn't it 2022? I don't remember. Engage was 2023. Early 2023, like January 2023. Yeah, I think be licensing information on the thing. But also that makes sense because this comes from a collector's edition box. I mean, there's also plastic. I remember playing it before I had my OLED, and I got that May of 2023. Yeah. Because even though I have I got an Australian collector's edition, though it came from Nintendo's website themselves. I believe that's the Euro R rating. On the topic of Switch 2. I was lucky enough to get a ticket to one of those pre-release events. What? I didn't even bother trying because it was only in Melbourne for me, and I live in Queensland, Australia, so that's like a 2-hour flight specifically for the event, so it's like I just didn't bother. Yeah, man. It's actually in German if I saw it correctly, probably. We'll go with Persona 3 Portable PS4, limited copy which was rarely sold in English. 3 hours ride by train, yeah. I would have had to take in a 2-hour flight to Melbourne to try it out. Persona Q and Q2 for the 3DS. I got...
What do you think?
Because the idea of owning... Oh, that thing. Because I don't think I'll ever buy these in English because they're just very, very expensive. And I have a thing with getting the Australian editions if I can. They're Japanese copies, so they're like $30 a pop. So they're not too much, but got both of them. But... oh, one from my 3DS days and my Switch one, and one of them got lucky. I mean, I have a bunch of Pokemon games from the 3DS and DS era that I want to get rid of most of them because I don't see a need to have any of those. I don't care that much about the Pokemon series, all in all. Q2, QQ2, Persona, Portable Reload, and Persona 4 Gold, and I may even buy Persona 3 Fez for PS3. Yes, I own PS3. Hey, I have a PS3. Mine's in storage currently because I don't have a place to have it set up, but hey... it's not bad to own a PS3. That's like a very console. I don't know. I have one. I can't have a problem, man. You're talking to the man who's hunted down most Fire Emblem games at this point. Like, screw it. I'm actually standing up for this. Also, don't mind the Cyberpunk Secret Lab chair. Huh. PS3 released on PS. I believe both Persona 4 and Persona 3 Fez PlayStation 2 games were released on the PS3 digital store. There's a few PlayStation 2 games that happened. If you heard that, that was my Windows going badoom. It's not really a good place to put my chair. Okay, so we want to talk about silly collectors, even though we're here for thing. I mean, I got that recently. I'm pretty sure that that's one of those things where you look at it and go, huh. The GameCube one's worse, but with it being a part of the initial GameCube games for the Switch 2, I'm hoping the physical edition becomes a fair bit cheaper and not the near grand nonsense it currently is. Oh yeah. Funny thing. So, the original person who brought this Fire Emblem Radiant Dawn still has the original receipt inside of the case. Like when they brought it initially in 2008, the receipt is still in there. That's still cool. That's cool. I'm not... 3 copies of Persona 3, what's wrong with me? Fez portable on disc and even reload. I have both reload and portable on Steam. And then I have reload again for the PlayStation 5. I mean, let's get crazier. I've got Cyberpunk on Steam. I've got the original PlayStation 4 edition. And then I've got the Ultimate Edition on PlayStation 4. And I'm going to be completely honest, I'll probably get the physical edition for Switch 2, even though I'll probably never play it on there. Because I have a problem. Like, I've gotten every copy available you can get for Cyberpunk release-wise. Like, the original, the Ultimate Edition, I have it on Steam, and I'll get the stupid Switch edition. No. Can you play the PS1 version? This is NTST and I live in Europe. I brought it whilst in Canada and can't even play. The question becomes, do you have this? Japanese exclusives. This came on its own and this came with the fancy box, which I adore. I love this box. I want the soundtracks and vinyls though. I don't particularly care for vinyl. I like my CDs more so than anything. Like, this box is gorgeous. I love this box. It is awesome. I mean, that's Metaphors soundtrack box. It has a bunch of stuff in it. But hey. I don't have a problem. I mean, it's just something as simple as I like the good soundtracks. And I think these are good soundtracks. But vinyl's expensive, yeah. I was definitely tempted to get a few vinyl ones, especially with the Cyberpunk stuff from a while back, because the discs were really cool. But ultimately I decided against it because I don't have the space to put anything vinyl-wise, and if I'm completely honest, I like my CDs more than vinyl. I literally said, please, bro, in the offer. I got it from eBay. I think it was only like 120 Australian bucks total. Famicom copies for the first Fire Emblem, though? No, I don't. I haven't hunted down the Japanese exclusive ones yet. I don't have the DS Shadow Dragon because that's expensive. Don't have the GameCube one because that's, again, really expensive. Haven't gotten the Game Boy Advance ones because I'm not sure if I want to get them in the full box or just the cartridges. I love how this is going. I mean, there's that. Then there's the rest of it. Then we keep going. We get more. Portable. Green from the USA. There's Fez. And then there's the original Persona 3 soundtrack. Mind you, they're all slightly different in shapes, which is funny. I'm here in the States, Green's from the USA. I need sleep. This cannot be good for me. Green's from Germany here. And I'm in Australia, mate. Getting non-German copies from stuff here is hard, and I want English copies. It's the same thing with me wanting to get the Australian variations of everything, so... This, for example. This DS is expensive as hell, we don't talk about it. But I got lucky and found an Australian one. Even though a power one, so one from Europe, would have been perfectly fine, it still would have been good for here. But I wanted one with the Australian ratings on it because it's just neat. But there's also the Fire Emblem soundtrack for Three Houses. Dubs suck, but so many games only had those on them. Yeah. The Engage soundtrack. Who plays through story-heavy games like that? Fair. Probably the actual, outside of the 3DS I just showed you, the probably the biggest thing of my collection is this. And this is only going to get worse to deal with because it's the only way to get Revelations physically anymore. The only way to get Revelations in any capacity with the 3DS shop gone kapoof. Beautiful little thing. Also, I managed to find someone who was just selling a sealed copy of this. So I managed to get the game code on my Switch because they owned this, but they never unsealed it. So I got lucky in being able to get this for the normal price and still have a copy of the game and get it on my Switch because you couldn't buy it anymore on Switch because for some dumb reason it was only a temporary sale for like half a year and they took it off the fucking store. It's dusty. Special edition for like $15. Boy, we'll make a profit if he ever chose to sell it. I mean, I like this. This is neat. I don't think he understands how rare the thing is. Well, it is cartridge only. Buddy, the cartridge is the most important part. Like, I believe the box, the full set is like, well, I got it for 500. I believe the cartridge on its own was worth about 300 Australian at the time. Like, the cartridge on its own is still going to be obscenely expensive because it has both halves of the game plus Revelations. And there's also the Echoes Collector's Edition, Engage Collector's Edition, and then 3 Houses, which is turned the other way around because the box is actually damaged. So it's falling forwards if I have it the right way around, which is fine. It doesn't seem to do anything, but I'm afraid at some point it's just going to randomly knock all of them over, and that's not going to be fun. It's like what? The box is somewhat damaged, so it doesn't sit right, so it leans forward. I have a Metaphor Eufantasio notebook and Atlas pen they gave out at the GameStop booth since I visited that last year, and I played a pre-release demo. That notebook looks sick, neat. Though this collector's edition box is so boring. Like, look at how, like, it's just so basic. Gamescom, not stop. I'm stupid. Fair enough. As you see, it's leaning forward, so it's putting weight on the other collector's editions, which is standing up fine. But, you know, boxes be boxes. Now fucking ton. There's now just a bunch of dust on my hands. Because that stuff just sits there. Oh. What's actually... Zero Towers. Nothing interesting in Gym. I gotta keep doing that anyway. Those edition keeps falling over. Let's go in. And every time I die inside. That's why my 3 Houses one is facing the wall most of the time, because it's leaning into the wall instead of everything else. And I'm so scared of when it inevitably falls. Considering there's also my Cyberpunk figures and Makoto sitting there. P3 Makoto. There's also Makoto over there, but you can kind of see the figures behind me. For Fates, what you got? If you bought the DLC on a regular cartridge, any chance that is still on the cartridge that was bought? Because no. I believe only the saves are ever on the cartridges themselves. The only Fates one that has Revelations is the collector's editions, the special editions that came at launch. Only the has all DLCs, so both campaigns. Oh yeah, so he has the DLC. Yeah. Does it look like that? Because it is just Fire Emblem Fates. Like the cartridge only says Fire Emblem Fates because it doesn't need to have any subtitle because it is all of Fire Emblem Fates. Remember it looking like Conquest. Because that's the case for it. If he has both things on it, then it most likely is the right one. Revelations doesn't appear in your options until you've beaten one of the two paths. After you beat either Birthright or Conquest for the first time, Revelation becomes an option that you can pick. That's how that works. Because with this DLC, it's not really DLC to a certain degree. Because as we know, there was the special edition at launch that came with everything on the cartridge. I will have to put that up later. I should get back to game. But if he has both parts of the game on the cartridge without needing to buy the DLC, then he most likely has the normal Fates edition, which of course comes with both Past and also Revelations once you complete your first run through of the game.
Good morning.
Because I believe Revelations was also locked for 2 weeks before it became available properly. Only one character perma-dies in the story of Birthright, and it happened to be the one character that leveled up the most, the ninja guy, so that death scene really hit me. Don't forget the ending, jeez. More like most death scenes in game. I know things you don't. But I'm not going to say anything. Boom, boom, boom.
Hey.
Just closed my 3DS and had to stomach that for a couple of minutes. Well, I have beaten it. I mean, for other games. In other things. How long are you going to be playing? How quickly do you think you'll get to the end of Persona 3? It's about 80 hours, give or take. It's a bit shorter than Persona 5. Well, my current pace... In like a month, maybe. Okay.
This is it.
You're in July now. So you should get to a certain thing in like probably a week or so. And talk about it. You'll understand at some point. As long as you have not been spoiled in that game. Depends if I should wait on the P4 remake or play the OG.
Welcome home.
Honey, I'm home.
You're back off the grid. How has business been for you lately?
Take a look around.
I don't know if I want to play it twice. Honestly, I think we'll have more information on when the remake will probably happen. It's pretty much it's kind of confirmed by leaks, leaks by website shenanigans. But we'll probably, if it is coming out sometime in the next year or so, we'll probably see information maybe at the Xbox showcase in, I think it's the start of June. I'd say it's worth playing, like, it is worth playing it now, but I also understand why you'd just wait for the remake, because Persona 4 Golden is the only game I have struggled to do a New Game Plus run in, purely because I feel the games age a lot more. It's one of those things. Maybe I'll just play Metaphor while waiting for the remake. That's a good idea.
Is the Nijima lady doing well?
Unfortunately, we haven't seen each other lately. We had a difference of opinion.
What are your thoughts, Representative Shido? It doesn't surprise me that people say our country is lethargic. We've let these phantom thieves run amok.
Also, Metaphor does run on the Steam Deck, though
And because they've targeted
cities
only prominent
and
figures,
heavily populated
our government
areas
leaders have
will
been
chug
hesitant
your
to
frames a
act.
bit, but it runs.
I apologize
The most
for any
important parts are
concern
60
they may have
FPS.
caused, and will henceforth search for an apt countermeasure.
We need to keep moving. By now, I'm playing P3 on my PC again.
You're
Yeah.
obstructing business.
That politician is honest and carries an overwhelming amount of charisma.
Since
It
I'm not
feels
traveling
like
as
a
much right now.
trustworthy leader for Japan has finally
Yeah, I
come
still play
forth.
most games
Don't
on my
you think,
Steam Deck,
boss?
probably because
Sorry, wasn't listening.
my computer, even though it's really good, is kind of also my workstation to a degree, so enjoying games. It's easier for me to play games on my Steam Deck in this seat at my computer than it is to actually play them on my computer. We don't argue about that logic. Yeah, Joker is homophobic, but gay it's...
If they only change the hearts of criminals, then
I've not seen
even
the
though they
homophobic
can't
part,
be
but I definitely know the
considered
gay part a lot.
perhaps my goals are not so different from theirs.
Then gaming, school, streaming, video making, programming. Depends on you. Oh yeah, that makes sense.
I knew there was something
Semester
special about
files.
you.
It's more just like when I'm sitting on my computer, I find it harder to just enjoy myself playing games.
Oh, that reminds me. I've been invited to a panel at Shujin Academy, and
Because
wait.
it's also where
I'm
I'm
sure you
like, I'm
know
sitting
that
here thinking to
already.
myself, oh, I could be
Considering
doing
it's such a
work
good
right now, not
opportunity,
playing
I
games.
decided
Yada
to
yada
accept the
junk.
offer. Thank you for the coffee.
So I
It was
never know where
delicious.
anything is.
Glad you liked it.
I'm happy
I had to get a
I'll be
NAS
going now.
to store a bunch of my footage because I have too much of it. I think I've got like 8 terabytes of footage from streaming over the past half year. Oh, hiya. Oh, hiya. Watching the stream on it right now. Hey, if it works, it works. Who is it? Street Originator, I do not care about that because all you do is give me a bunch of stuff for hold-ups, which I can't do because I'm on my own. So to the gym, I guess. Probably another hour or 2 hours, give or take. We're at almost 2 hours. I tend to go anywhere from 3.5 hours to 5, depending on how I'm feeling. So maybe I can be back later. They really ought to be starting, but this is also kind of chill. Hey, I appreciate the compliment. I find it funny how this stream temporarily for like, I think half hour just became, hey, look at the stuff I got.
Okay.
No one questions why Akira had a cat in the bag. No one thinks about it too much.
All right. All right.
But every now and then when I think Ann picked up the bag earlier in the story, she's like, holy shit, this is actually heavy? You deal with this all the time? What? 5? After 1.5 to 2 hours of stream, I get way too exhausted. It's... I used to be like that when I did Minecraft stuff, streaming a lot more. But I just find myself with this stuff, I just enjoy it a lot more. Trying to be funny for 2 hours is hard. True, but you get good at just letting the games do the things for you and you just bounce off the game a little.
Maybe police officers in plain
Plain
clothes.
clothing.
Actually,
Wah, 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 wah. It's like we need to just not be so pent up, peoples.
This is the place.
Made takoyaki?
New customers! I'll show you all to your seats.
trying to be funny.
So, it's
I
your
mean,
classy
look,
stand.
there's I
Still a
think
refreshment stand, isn't it?
twice
It's like a deserted island
or
here.
thrice.
Well, I guess it's good for talking.
It's either
since there aren't
2
any
times or
people
3
here.
times I got to the ending of a game, and so I named the title of the stream the finale. But then it took a hell of a lot longer than I expected. So
Normal.
I think Metaphor Fantasia's finale was an 8-hour stream. Yakuza 0 was like 7, give or take. And
May I take your order?
and then there was also part
Order? What happened to the
3
maid atmosphere?
of
There are a lot of odd flavors.
Yakuza 5 also was like an 8-hour stream. Like, just occasionally the streams go really, really long because I'm just
sold
into
our last
it.
normal one to the previous customer.
The hell?
5-year anniversary, I tried to do 10 hours but gave up after 9 since I realized I was too far gone after streaming without video and just audio for 30 minutes.
We're currently out catching squid. It'll probably take another 5 or 6 hours.
That doesn't even sound remotely possible. Ain't this whole menu just a sham?
And someone compared me talking
Most
to
of
a
our budget on making the maid costumes look nice. We didn't put too
Ouch.
much effort into the octopus.
Oh, I can see that.
Grab backpack. I'm gonna go de-dust. My hands just feel icky with all the dust that came off of those things.
What you have now?
That would be the Russian takoyaki.
We'll have that, please.
This will take a little time.
Let's forget about the octopus and get back on topic.
On that note, hearing Kamoshida being almost treated like a victim makes me want to eat my stress away.
I've even heard conjecture that the principal was targeted for reasons like he knew too much.
I kept hearing about Goro Akechi's popularity.
All thanks to the Phantom Thieves.
You know, did that Akechi guy agree to show up here because he believes we didn't kill anybody?
Or he may simply love large gatherings.
Oh, true. He didn't seem like he minded being pampered by the media at all.
We plan on stealing intel, but we might fall into another trap. I'm gonna be bummed if that happens.
That's better. Hands don't feel dusty. Also, tidbit. To anyone who owns 3DS games or DS games, any of your collectible games, I think you need to do... If you're in 3DS games in any capacity, especially expensive collectible ones, make sure to plug them into a 3DS and make sure they work every 6 to 12 months. Because some of them have data rot and will just die for no apparent reason. It happens. You also have to divide between the game you want to stream, not doing well, but games you feel less like playing, doing super well and stream often at times. I kind of split things up just the way I feel like playing. The least respectful members.
Still.
Look, Yusuke's just a poor man with a poor family. Well, he doesn't have a family. He's just a poor man who doesn't understand anything.
Lies. I heard a microwave
Go off.
Well, it's not like I was expecting crispy takoyaki at a school festival or anything.
I mean,
So,
I kind of
what
split
makes
my
this
things up
a
with my
Russian
weekend
takoyaki?
streams is new playthroughs of games, and
That sounds quite delicious.
my weekly streams are typically the challenge runs I'm doing at the time, and I just kind of do them one at a time.
One of them's obviously red. That's gotta be the one.
Nah, his school's expensive. Yeah, he got him with a free thing because
It's like
he's good.
going for the obvious one is manly.
Is that so?
I feel like every collector has that pride when they just show off their collection to everyone, so the stream going there for 30 minutes made sense. Look, this stuff just sits in my background for months on end, not doing particularly much, and just being given the opportunity to actually show off a bit of it was kind of neat. Because otherwise, it just sits there in my background. You don't see half the stuff You don't see the collective editions of games that sit on the top shelf because I'm always sitting down.
Oh, you sure? All right, then I'll just help myself to it. Not.
Everyone's all here.
Hey, look, it's a catchy.
The panel isn't until tomorrow, though.
I came to check out the venue. I can't make any mistakes since a lot of people will be present.
Someone's eager.
But people ended up recognizing me. Everyone bombarded me with questions.
That's because you were sloppy.
I grew tired of the baseless rumors they kept bringing up, so I escaped to where there
This
weren't any
post will
people.
breathe the Kent. The pancake scene happened
I'm
after...
going to have one of these.
Before Madarame, I think.
Let's just call this my performance fee.
It happened a lot earlier in the game.
It's fine.
It's quite the...
Alright, the TV show.
Eating it in one bite is a bad idea.
My throat. This is... oh, my stomach. It burns.
Are you okay? Do you need water?
I'm fine.
He's shaking.
Spicy.
It was
spicy
too much
stuff.
for him.
Hey, does he sound broken to you?
Well then, I'll see you tomorrow.
Wow, he's really trying to hold it together. He's waddling around like some comedian.
It's like he wants to get picked up for some commercial or something.
But did he truly come to simply check the venue? This isn't good. I keep suspecting every little thing.
I know what you mean.
I kind of just stream what I want to stream.
I need to do my best tomorrow.
Granted, this channel is kind of just my... I do what I want to do. I'll do the ideas that I want to do, and we'll see if it works.
That Akechi guy, when he got here,
I don't know.
didn't he say that everyone's all here? Everyone?
You're just imagining things.
And all Japanese level spicy. In my experience, it's super mild most of the time. You should never go to other
I
Guess
countries.
we got through all of it okay? Yes, but the associated mental fatigue was extraordinary.
Anyway.
Oh? Let's head back.
Yusuke's checking out the counselor. Dun 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 dun.
Well then.
It's like what I've been streaming for the past 6 months and not really have gone too far yet until somewhat recently. Well, I asked my friend, he doesn't remember what his FE Fades cartridge looks like, so I won't know for now. Yeah. If it just says Fire Emblem Fates and it's black and white, it's got both, and if it does actually have both paths just on the cartridge itself. Dun, dun, dun. Hey, look, photo. Look at her smile. These photos are neat.
Nice.
Granted, you won't be able to tell if you have revelations on the cartridge or not until you beat the game once.
We will now begin today's
Panel.
Our guest of honor is Goro Akechi.
I feel kind of bad considering how many people have gathered. I'm sure you all would have been happier to have a singer or a mascot appear, wouldn't you say?
We'd appreciate if you could tell us about your experiences with the
Boom,
notorious
boom,
Phantom
boom, ba-da-da-da-da.
Thieves. It'd be wonderful if you could let us hear more about your actual investigative process.
I'm not used to being the one interrogated, so please go easy on
much do you think he knows?
He talks about the Phantom Thieves are dangerous, yet he says they haven't committed any murders.
Because he's the one who committed the... Sorry, I'm getting ahead of the story here. Don't worry about it.
Come on, Makoto. You gotta get it out of him.
Try to recruit
As much as you're allowed to say, would you tell us how far along your
people into Persona, but the fact it's a 90-hour anime JRPG is usually a big turn-off for them. I mean, I've gave my friend Persona 3 Reload. He'll get to it eventually, but it's more so he needs to find a point to just have an 80-hour commitment because it's such a huge game.
I see. Even with this country's power, arresting them is proving to be difficult.
Though, question, have you played Yakuza yet?
I wouldn't phrase it that way, but, well, something like that.
Thank you for answering that question. By the way, it seems you've denied a correlation between the Phantom Thieves and the murders. Why the sudden change? Until now, haven't you upheld your stance?
Isn't all there, it's hard to get them through the slow opening. Yeah.
How are you so positive that they haven't committed murder?
I played Zero for a while.
Are you a little too comfortable interrogating people?
But I'm not finished yet. Fair enough. I kind of started Yakuza 0 as more of a Christmas special thing. Found out, I kind of like this, and I've now just been slowly blitzing through the entire franchise.
That you'd claim their innocence when you previously stated they were unjust. Mako-chan's really pressing for an answer.
She's pelting him with questions.
Every person whose heart they changed have truly been criminals, including Okumura. Why then was he the only one who needed to be killed?
First time just running around and doing the whole toy chart side thing. That's Yakuza for you though. Certain side quests and mini games just becomes... It'll just suck you in for a while just because they can.
And if this is all hypothetical, mind you.
Ketchy's about to say something big.
Thieves are the ones I know of. I can't possibly imagine they would kill anyone.
Your comment just now. Does this mean the police have already identified who they are?
Oh, no. The police haven't gotten that far yet.
Not yet.
But I have my own conclusions about the true identities of the
Might check back in later. I'm gonna go read study. Fair enough, fair enough.
He's gotta be bluffing.
But I'm definitely sub for now. Hey, that's nice.
Lying, right?
Appreciate it.
What
Thank
if it's
you.
the truth?
You're not going to ask me who they are?
Dun, dun, dun.
It may have repercussions on the
Yeah,
investigation.
boy, I.
Are you sure you can share that with us?
Don't.
It's only my personal opinion, so announcing that here wouldn't pose a problem. However, there is a possibility that everyone present will hear the truth before the
He
police
saw the media.
The truth?
He's looking directly at our
What's he
group standing
planning
up on the
on
side.
That's quite the confidence you have. If you're so certain, then very well. I'd like to ask you then, who do you think the Phantom Thieves are, Akechi-san?
That idiot!
No. There's no way he could have any...
I mean, he's seeing your reactions. He's looking directly at you.
The identity of the Phantom Thieves are... it's mine. I apologize for the interruption, but I can't turn off my phone due to my job. Would you mind if I step away for about 10 minutes or so?
I'm terribly sorry, everyone, but we'll be taking a break. We'll resume the panel in 10 minutes.
Wonder if he...
Please don't troll me online for this interruption, okay?
Because I know he purposely wanted to stop there and not actually say the names.
There's the PE faculty office.
I want you to come too. There's a matter I want to discuss. Your friends from yesterday are here, aren't they? Can you bring them too, if that's all right?
Did you set this up?
We only have 10 minutes, you know.
Dun, ba-da-da-da-dun, dun.
What do you want to talk about?
No! That's gotta be shopped!
I have video footage too. Please, let's not feign ignorance. All of you can go to that other world too, yes? It's not just all of you. I am aware of that world too. I also know that when you traverse over there, your appearance changes as well. It's because of those mysterious powers, isn't it?
Ah, catchy,
I
catchy,
found out
okay.
about that world about a month ago. This had been installed onto my phone without my knowledge. Dude, it's the nav. When the app activated on its own, the scenery around me suddenly changed. Quite frankly, I still can't believe it myself. But from the look of these photos, all of you seem quite used to it.
We've been listening to you blab on for a while now, but cut the delusional...
All of you are acting as phantom thieves in the metaverse. I can say so with conviction because I have the same power as you. So, you admit it then. In all honesty, I've been curious about you since the time of the Madarame case. But to think it would end up like this.
We didn't kill anyone!
I believe that as well.
How can you be so sure?
Because I saw another. The real culprit.
I couldn't
identify his face. He had a mask on, after all. Actually, when I took these photos, I entered that world too. That's when I saw someone else moving about, besides all of you. He shot at me the moment he noticed me.
That's who killed President Okumura?
Most likely. At the very least, I was almost killed by him. I can't
You're
die here.
catchy.
I need to determine the truth. When those thoughts overcame me, I awakened to that power. A most fortunate accident.
This guy has a persona too?
This cat. I swear, it just talked.
Morgana, our teammate who taught us about the metaverse.
Really? This is unbelievable. But it is true that you know things that I don't. Say, Morgana, were you also the one who instructed them on how to change people's hearts? I experienced that world too. But I still haven't solved that mystery yet.
We go in the metaverse, we call them palaces, to steal the core of their desires, their treasure. And those whose treasure has been stolen have a change of heart.
Ah. There's certainly no way anyone could figure out such an MO.
Anyways, back to what you were talking about. Are we in this mess because of that guy?
Yes, yes,
Although I
Ryuji.
don't
Yes,
completely
Ryuji.
understand the method, all you do is simply reform people. Someone else is behind the murders. However, the police have decided that the Phantom Thieves did it. They'll arrest you at this rate.
They're going to treat me as my father's murderer?
I can't overlook such a grave mistake, which is precisely why I want us to strike a deal. I may be able to save you from this situation.
A deal?
I would like you to cooperate with me on investigating the truth.
And if we decline?
Then I think I'll have to inform the police about all of you, along with that video I mentioned.
This ain't no deal, it's blackmail!
Say what you will. This is the method that I believe is correct. The justice I uphold will not tolerate criminals who kill people at their leisure.
Justice.
Says the one who does it. Sorry.
You've heard that Sai-san
Spoilers.
is the one spearheading the investigation about you Phantom Thieves, correct? The higher-ups are concerned only with settling the case. They want to capture the culprits behind the psychotic breakdown incidents and end the commotion. Those are the ones who are putting pressure on Sai-san. I can only imagine her impatience.
What of evidence that we did it? How do they intend on proving it?
Even if there's no objective explanation to the method, it's over once causality is established. Sai-san can't make rational judgments at the moment. If she were to be cornered, well,
she may
even make up a confession.
What?
Make it up?
So, they're gonna make it all our fault? Just because they feel like it?
We haven't killed anyone though! And we're still going to be arrested?
You'll be found guilty if you're caught. And it will be treated as a very serious crime.
Bullshit! None of that makes any sense!
Unfortunately, there's nothing I can do alone anymore to stop the flow of things.
And that's why you want our cooperation.
Yes. In return, I'll turn a blind eye to what you've done. Those are my conditions. That said, I ask that you disband the Phantom Thieves after this.
What should we do about Akechi-san's proposal?
I see. I thought I was making a lot of concessions myself. Well, you don't have to decide at the moment. Considering this is you we're talking about, I believe you'll come to a favorable reply. I'm glad we could talk. It's been a while since I've been able to spend such a meaningful time like this. I look forward to your answer. It was definitely worth coming today, for various reasons. We should be getting back. About that, I'm sorry. Would it be acceptable if we ended the panel here? The reason why you called for me in the first place was because you wanted intel, correct? My business is concluded as well.
I'll deal with it somehow.
Damn it! He had complete control over us!
Hey, they're going.
Boom. Hey, the first in the memory losses. Anyway, let's not worry about it.
I'm sorry about the sudden break. An urgent task came in. So, I truly apologize about this, but I'll have to end things here today.
To make up for the time that was planned for this panel, the Rakugo Research Club will instead be...
I can't say anything in detail regarding the Phantom Thieves investigation, but I feel another great stride will occur again soon. I hope you all continue to pay attention to what happens.
Let's have a big round of applause for today's guest, Goro Akechi.
Was that really our best course of action?
He totally used Makoto's suggestion against us.
Indeed. We intended to get intel out of him, but to think it would play out like this.
That's a good thing.
We'll just accept his deal?
He's got evidence on us. We really don't have a choice.
Damn it! What are we gonna do?
Calm down, Ryuji.
How am I supposed to calm down? What are we gonna do?
What's done is done. We'll have to cool our heads and think more on this. We must make up our minds by the time he contacts us again.
We need to give this a lot of thought.
Boom, 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 boom.
Similar occurrences followed.
Oh
in
yeah,
succession
this is where
earlier
he
this
finds
spring.
the calling card.
Although things have quieted down until recently,
Oh,
several
no.
incidents have occurred once again. Furthermore, new information has come to light about the suspect who suffered sudden mental shutdown. He had received a calling card from the Phantom Thieves. Why did Futaba have something like this?
If a calling card was delivered, we can only assume that the Phantom Thieves are behind it. If so, those occurrences back in spring can be attributed to them as well. Moreover...
I knew it. She's... Oh, God.
The post-festival party is about to begin in the gymnasium.
Since we've run into each...
Anyway. Bum, bum, dun, 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 dun. Oh, cutscene.
Huh? Yo, who's that? Huh?
That's crazy. That was so exhausting, but
Anyway. Hey, look, another round of post-party shenanigans.
the post-festival party is...
Take your time.
Welcome home. You took off somewhere during the festival, huh? I tried to find you, but I gave up pretty quickly.
Futaba? What are you doing here in front of the store?
I needed to calm my brain. My thoughts were getting out of hand. Not just Akechi, but other stuff too. We're in deep trouble unless we can do something soon. But anyway, I was just thinking about going inside, so your timing is perfect.
Yeah, nah, it's about to get worse. Sorry, buddy.
The mass media has been causing quite a commotion lately. No countermeasure for the Phantom Thieves, the sorry state of the police, destruction of safety. They're saying whatever they want. So, how's the investigation progressing? Any clues yet?
Nothing that leads to a firm conviction yet.
What's going on here? Didn't you say that you were sure about closing this case? And I thought I told you that failure won't be tolerated.
God. His model is actually... I've never looked at his face model in detail. Not the portrait, but his actual face model. It looks so whack.
But sir...
I had high expectations for you. But it seems this task was too much to handle for someone so young. We may need to reform the operation as well, since the selected personnel for this...
Please, let me see this through to the end. This case is something that I've always...
I know that you've been at this for a while now. Even before the police spared us the staff for it. If you can manage an arrest, I've made special arrangements so that you can question them personally. That's what you want, isn't it? The leadership of this country is about to change. We can't let this case carry over into their term. I'll make myself clear again. Failure isn't an option. We need results.
I understand.
You're allowed to take some bold measures if you need to. We need good results, no matter what. Oh, one more thing. If the unexpected happens to occur, contact me immediately.
To you, sir?
I said that failure isn't an option, didn't I? everything is proceeding as planned.
We're home! Sojiro?
I was cleaning up and found this. This is a calling card, right? I read about it online, too.
You went into my room without my permission?
I'll apologize as much as you want later. So, what is this?
That's...
Is it something to get flustered over? I knew it. This isn't just some game you're playing. Why aren't you saying anything?
Why did you keep it?
I mean, it was memorable.
Explain.
Explain.
Can't tell me?
Explain.
Hey, if this keeps up, Futaba's...
I'm talking to Futaba here, you know. I'll get right to the point. Is this a real one? Did they trigger a change of heart in you? How about it?
Ever since Mom died, there was no exit. I was trapped in a labyrinth of my heart. I knew I had to leave it, but I couldn't do it by myself.
Futaba. Here, sit down. I can at least listen to what you have to say.
The Phantom Thieves saved me. They stole my messed up heart. It's the same as Mom's research. They changed my cognition.
Seriously? Wakaba's research about altering one's cognition. I wondered about it myself, too, but still. When she said she was going to go to the beach out of nowhere, and even the doctors had thrown in the towel. At first, I just chalked it up as other kids being a better support for you than any adult. But as I kept watching the tabloid shows here, day in and day out, a thought crossed my mind. I thought your case kind of seemed similar to what these Phantom Thieves were doing.
Wow.
I'm still your guardian, you know. I'd never overlook such a drastic change in your behavior.
Jiro just noticed it.
Sojiro.
But to think that Wakaba's research and the Phantom Thieves changing hearts were about the same thing. Back in the day, I used to be a government official. My job was to be the bridge between the country and the lab that Wakaba worked at. It's around that time that I got to know her. She said something odd when we were out drinking, that one of these days, she might die a bizarre death. Who wouldn't take that as a joke? I just laughed it off. But it happened exactly as she said. If anything were to happen to you, I'd feel like I let her down. There's something I want to ask you. Judging from your attitude, you knew about this calling card, didn't you? You should have known that Futaba had a change of heart through the Phantom Thieves as well. Is there a connection between you and them? The first incident of a change of heart was a teacher at your school. The kid who brought that painting here was a pupil of that artist who had a change of heart, wasn't he? And then there's Futaba. You always seem to be linked to these incidents somehow. Got anything to say? You know what people call them? Criminals. Why did you introduce such dangerous people to Futaba?
That's not true! I asked them! That's why he saved me! He stole my heart!
Asked? Stole?
Whoops.
Wait, are you saying that he's the one who changed your heart? Wait, He doesn't just deal with the Phantom Thieves, he's actually one of them? You're pulling my leg, aren't you? Are you serious? You really are a Phantom Thief? Oh, for crying out loud!
Sojiro!
So, basically, I've been sheltering a Phantom Thief for the last 6 months. And on top of that, Futaba's involved too. What the hell?
I want to find the culprit who killed my mom!
Wait, killed?
She was killed! I remember it now!
Stop this nonsense!
Why won't you believe me? Are you the same as everyone else? Didn't you know already? The way Mom died wasn't normal! Didn't you notice that her research was stolen by someone? Sojiro!
When she passed away, I did think it was odd.
Really?
Awfully fishy.
Whoa.
But what could I do? All I was able to do was run from it all. Run away, hide, and end up here, some old guy running a cafe. To be frank, I took you in for my own good. Like it'd somehow make up for what I'd done. It's basically my fault that you got burdened with all this crap.
It's not your fault, Sojiro.
I acted all big, lectured, even yelled at you kids. And I end up getting consoled by her. God, real pathetic, aren't I?
I mean, the one who killed Mom's the one at fault!
I see. Don't worry. Even if you are the real Phantom Thieves, I have no intention of reporting or kicking you out.
Hey, good dad.
I mean, who would believe such a story? Unless they catch you red-handed, it's impossible to explain that you're the Phantom Thieves. Let me just say one thing, though. Immediately back out of a fight that you can't win. Don't you get it? If, by chance, you pissed off the same guys that killed Wakaba, then they're not someone that kids like you can deal with. Listen to reason, all right? We're done talking about this. Come on. Time to eat. All that yelling's gotten me hungry.
Phew. If he turned us in, that would have jeopardized our operation. Still, we should tell the others about what just happened.
Oh, I'm tired. We're gonna win. Sorry.
Yeah, I'll be right back. Can I talk?
Question to be asked.
Hey! Well then.
That concludes the speech given by Representative Masayoshi Shido, who may be forming a new party. We now resume our coverage of the Phantom Thieves, the suspects for Mr. Okumura's death and others. The police have designated the Phantom Thieves as the country's most wanted fugitives, and have decided to reward anyone with information leading to the capture of the Phantom Thieves.
Look.
Those who provide information will be offered a reward of 30 million yen. And considering the high amount, it shows how extraordinary the situation has become. Reward money will be supplied by the police and the families of the victims. Further,
If I report you to the police and they arrest you, I supposedly get 30 million yen for it. I hope you understand the situation you're in. Even people who didn't have an interest before will be on the lookout for the Phantom Thieves. And it'll happen every day, even at school. Why did this happen? That may have been true, but still. Well, how do I put this? I'm sorry I didn't realize it. It's also my responsibility that this happened. All I can do now is give you shelter. Just don't become desperate and do something reckless, all right? I won't sell you out. As long as you're here, there's nothing to worry about.
I feel bad about what we've done to the chief. I'm responsible too.
Boom, boom, bottom, boom.
Did you see that reward? Perhaps we put too much pressure on them. With this, the Phantom Thieves have become public enemy #1. Exactly. That will be when their curtain falls.
Hey, great! We're wanted now, and the reward's 30 million yen? What is this, a comic book? It feels so unrealistic I can't help but laugh.
We're finally being treated as actual criminals.
I'm positive now. Remember all of those what-ifs I mentioned before? All of this was truly set up. How President Okumura ranked first, the Fad before that, even Medjed. It was all to make the Phantom Thieves famous. On top of that, we were lured to target Okumura. Yeah, the enemy likely planned to lay the blame on us from the start, after we gained popularity.
Yep.
Then what about everything we've done until now? Are the people whose hearts we changed and thought were corrupt actually not?
No, because of Yusuke and I, the Madarame and Kaneshiro cases were coincidental. Wasn't that the case with Kamoshida too? Considering what happened with the rankings, only the previous target would have been used to lure us.
What a cheap trick to use.
Cheap? It's nothing of the sort. There's the fake Medjed and the site's altercation. They might have even engineered the Fad around us. So much time and effort has been put into this. President Okumura probably wasn't their only target. Perhaps they intend to place all blame of past and future psychotic breakdowns on our group.
That's why I said we shouldn't jump into things so carelessly. What, so this is my fault? Even you agreed to it in the end. And there was that thing with Haru at the time. How are we supposed to ignore that, huh?
I'm sorry. This was all because I one-sidedly decided that my father was a criminal. All I could think about was my fiancé. If I had only been able to cope with it more calmly.
No, stop.
Haru? It's not Haru's fault. I should have spoken up too when Principal Kobayakawa died.
Damn it! This is bullshit! God! Fuck! Ah!
Ryuji! Taking out your frustration on things doesn't help anyone!
Hey, what do you think? Why did we lose? What did we do wrong?
It's probably because we weren't acting like ourselves.
We lost sight of things.
Agreed. At the time, we only cared about the opinion of the general public.
Yeah, that really is it. I was so caught up in making a name for ourselves. I'm such an idiot! I became a phantom thief because I hated those same kinds of adults!
To think we had begun clinging onto fame and a place to belong, that our eyes had become clouded.
We were meant to be the righteous phantom thieves, but we lost sight of our original cause.
I'm so irritated with myself.
Makoto.
Damn it! I know that we've been set up, and that I was a complete idiot too! But still,
everything's fine.
it's
We'll
so
be
damn
fine. Everything will be okay,
Of course
everybody.
I want
Calm
to do
down.
something about this!
Yeah. We'll be in deep water at this rate.
Ay, ay, ay,
However,
ay, ay.
we have no idea who we're up against, and whether they're an individual or an organization.
Furthermore, they must be in a position of power, or have powerful backers if they can go so far.
Are we really a match for this?
Should we end this now? I mean, things might get worse for everyone.
Hey, what should we do?
Yeah, running away with our tails between our legs is exactly what they want. We'd be dumping everything we stand for just to save our own asses.
I see.
I take back what I just said. I can't let it end like this. Absolutely not like this. Looks like we're settled on what we want to do. All that's left is how we go about it.
Yeah.
Hey, being framed and I lost. It is confused. Maybe I haven't changed. I wanted to be. It made me. I thought I could do. I called. I can. Thanks. Oh, I scared. See ya.
We've reached... There's no point fretting about it now, though. Okay. Nice.
An issue in which criminals do whatever they want under the name of justice cannot be left alone. Only now does the government speak of taking countermeasures, but their actions are too little, too late. The government as it stands has been left behind the times. It is obsolete. We don't have to go down with a sinking ship. We have the power to change this. Let us end this chaos through my hands and yours.
He's a politician of the ruling party, isn't he?
I heard they're splitting up to form a new party, so an election might come before the year's end.
I'm gonna vote this time for sure. This man has my support.
You haven't voted until now?
Politics just never interests. He's passionate, and I'm definitely voting.
Anyway, I don't care about that part.
When you say that you want us to cooperate with you, what exactly do you intend us to do?
That's a good question. But might I have a cup of coffee first?
Quit effing around!
Please keep this short.
There's a bounty for information in addition to the arrest warrant. Those are quite desperate measures. I'm referring to Sai-san's actions. I assume all of you are at your wits' end as well. She must be considerably vexed if she's gone that far. Make headlines with the arrest warrant, then use incentives to get testimonies. It's not a bad method.
The police have nothing on us. There's no way they can make an arrest.
True. I'm the only one who's ascertained your true identities. However, the groundwork for fabricating testimonies and concocting a culprit are underway.
We don't care about that self-gratification. Get on with it.
I'll be blunt. I'm thinking of triggering a change of heart in Sai-san. I've already discovered that she has a palace.
Huh? Really?
Is this to prevent the investigation agency's recklessness?
Precisely.
Still, there's no need to change her heart just for that.
Indeed. It's hard to believe that a single person can fabricate all that.
Unfortunately, that's not the case. What if I told you that those around her would turn a blind eye to false evidence?
You saying the police would do such a thing?
They want this to be over.
It seems they're more trusted than I thought. Their priority is settling the situation. They don't care who the supposed culprit is.
No!
They're completely rotten!
My objective is to find the true culprit. That must be the case for all of you
Well,
too.
the true culprit's
However,
right
the
here.
current situation is extremely bad.
If worst comes to worst, someone unrelated will be set up as the culprit, huh?
Our only solution to this is to make Sai-san come to her senses. If she's in her right mind, she can stop this situation. Her sense of justice wouldn't allow it.
So that's why...
The truth will be covered up, and an innocent civilian's life will be destroyed. I can't allow such a thing to happen. My own ethics won't stand for it.
I mean... I guess I can understand how you feel.
And changing Sai-san's heart will be to protect her as well.
How do you mean?
If the true culprit were to learn that she's responsible for the investigation, what would happen? I'm certain they'll aim for her life. She's the perfect target to place blame on the Phantom Thieves. So how about it? Will you agree to my plan?
Even though you're particular about being just, you're willing to get your hands dirty?
It can't be helped in order to ascertain the truth. There is also one more merit in changing Sai-san's heart. She'll be a fine warning to others not to meddle with you any further. They can't go public if someone in the investigation has a change of heart. It'd show their corruption. All that's left from there is for me to discover the identity of the true culprit.
What do you mean?
You're gonna tell us to announce our disbandment once the real culprit is arrested, aren't you?
As expected from a Nijima. So, what do you say? I don't think it's a bad deal for either of us.
Makoto, what's your take on all this?
It's a well-made plan. It even takes putting an end to our team into consideration.
I'm flattered to hear that.
Why are you willing to do all this, Akechi-kun? Why do you seek justice?
Because of sickening human beings.
God damn it, why don't you go tall again? Hello. Hello, Ellie. How you going? How you going? How you going? I was going for a moment. Anyway.
Yes. My contempt for such people drives my sense of justice. It
Look at
isn't
him
some
justify
grand
this
reason like society's
reason in
sake
real
or
time.
some lofty ideal. It's simply an
Yes,
absurd
that's
grudge.
the reason.
And extremely personal. Dude.
You know, doesn't he remind you of us? Yeah, like how some disgusting adult pissed him off.
We're similar, hmm? Maybe that's why I thought that I could ask this of you all.
Now he's trying just to continue the justification.
Won't you
He sees new
cooperate with me
reasons.
on the mission to change Sai-san's heart? Thanks. I was actually rather worried there. This mission can't succeed without your cooperation, after all.
The Phantom Thieves will be disbanded, and everything will work out. I pray it does.
Mako-chan. I'm okay. I never brought it up until now, but the reason I joined the Phantom Thieves is because I wanted to change my sister's heart. I was hoping I wouldn't have to resort to it, though. I've also known for quite some time that she has a palace.
Why didn't you tell us?
It was too selfish of a reason. Though I was too scared to look any further into it on my own.
Why don't we try going there now to scope the place out? A lot of this will be new to me, so I'd like to get myself accustomed
Lies.
to it too.
All the lies.
I'm sorry, I actually have plans today.
I see. That's unfortunate.
Will you tell your sister about this? Of course not. It's just...
You seem awfully evasive today. Is something the matter?
I just can't make time today.
Let's call it a day then, and resume this tomorrow.
I'm sorry, everyone.
Wasn't Makoto acting a bit weird? Well, I guess that can't be helped. Regardless, it all starts tomorrow. I hope this goes well.
It's funny how they do a slight bait here briefly.
A palace? In me? Not only that, Goro Akechi? Then the Phantom Thieves targeted me as per his advice.
How about you, man? I'm doing fine, doing fine.
And he had already experienced the
Enjoying
metaverse by the
the
time of the Okumura case?
Temperature of Australia
I
still.
mean, he never said a word. Although, his attitude did change suddenly around that time. Akechi-kun kept quiet about the most important details, and my own sister may be a Phantom Thief? If this is all true, I was
Have
out of the loop the
fun.
entire time I led the investigation.
What a joke.
What a joke.
What a joke.
So you became convinced of another's existence through the 2 mental shutdown cases. And if you were apprehended while falsely accused of those crimes, that villain would still be loose. That's why you targeted me? Not for your own preservation? Believe you. I'm just considering it as a possibility. Then again, if you wanted to evade capture, triggering my change of heart wouldn't guarantee anything. Your actions as Phantom Thieves would still be met with hostility. No. If this villain does exist and is setting up your group, I would be targeted next. Did Makoto come up with that speculation? Perhaps I'm overthinking things. Hey, you need to keep your focus.
You need to keep your focus.
It seems you're completely worn out, but the look on your face isn't one of defeat. Why is that? I'm amazed. It seems you can still talk. When you were arrested, a man at the scene told you that you were sold out, correct? Those words normally hint at the existence of a traitor. However, if your story till now is true, one reason can be concluded. It's frustrating to admit, but at a certain point... No, most likely from the start. I was a mere puppet. Someone set up only to bear responsibility later. Someone intended your arrest, and the minimal staff directly involved were in their pocket. And if that's the case, true integrity would side with you.
Okay, so there's one more rank we get before we get to the end of her palace.
I'm jumping to conclusions. I don't believe your story yet. There's something I need to confirm with you. Was a change of heart triggered in me? What happened in the time between entering my palace and your arrest? Tell me everything.
Ba-dum-bum.
What's this favor you need? It's late already.
We'll be going to Nijima's palace, so I want to look into her. Things like her work ethic and relationships. It doesn't matter whether it's public or private. Those would help us come up with countermeasures in case we hit a roadblock in her palace.
I can look up more, you know. Stuff like her repertoire of underwear.
A girl shouldn't say things like that. You tell her too.
Well, your history with men.
You're phantom thieves!
That's too funny.
Also, I may be overthinking it, but my voice... Ow!
Same as always.
Let me finish first! There's something else we want you to look into.
Wonk. Wonk. Next day. God. Must have been weird for the people playing this the first time. For most people, just have those weird gasps because it's like, why? How's your mission going? We're in that meantime between getting... We're just on that little break area before we do the next massive grind.
You can tell it's a revolting building just by looking at it. Let's hurry up and get started. Akechi, what did you find out?
I rarely get to see Sai-san directly, but I figured out her course of action. On the 20th, an investigation will likely be done at Shujin Academy, as well as the Sakura residence.
For real?
Hey, that's Ryuji's thing.
That means our time limit is November 20th.
Still, there will be quite a bit of red tape involved.
How far you are?
Take place before
We're
the 20th.
pretty much hit size palace, so palace 6.
For now, we need to focus on infiltrating her palace.
I concur. And we should probably get going soon. After all, people like us standing around here is quite unnatural. Well then?
That's...
Huh? What about my smartphone?
Yoink!
This is the model I wanted. You're so lucky. I'm so sorry. Until recently, Futaba was actually well...
It's okay. Sai-san told me the gist.
Oh, right. Akechi-kun, it may be best if you exchange contact info with everyone, too. Not just me.
Don't worry about what Futaba's doing.
True.
She's not doing anything to his phone whatsoever.
I'll send everyone's contacts to you later.
Thanks. Well then, I hope we get along. I'll do my best.
You've got a good personality and good looks? Talk about cheating.
She's praising you, I believe.
Then shall we get started? We need to figure out what...
I often hear her call it a
competition.
It'd be unbearable, although...
Conditions have not been met.
Then perhaps...
Conditions have
Nope, it's a casino.
Gambling. How about...
We played cards.
Conditions have not been met.
What else? It must be a casino.
Candidate found.
I definitely... Well, it's
time we head in then.
Beginning navigation.
Do I get forced to have a full team again here because of catchy, or am I good to say screw having a catchy tutorial? I'm assuming I'm probably going to be forced to have a catchy to some degree.
Head right past there and keep a low profile.
That's it, huh? What's going on here? We are looking at the courthouse, aren't we?
Yes, yes, you are.
Seems like it.
Let's go. Right.
Right. No subtitles for Pro Tag Man. Oh man, I was hoping for the music to kick in, but not yet. Not ready yet.
Courthouse is a casino.
Oh.
Everywhere else seems to be a normal cityscape.
Isn't that...
The police station, yes. I didn't know that the station and the courthouse were next to each other.
Our attire hasn't changed. That must mean we aren't considered threats or hostiles yet.
Right. Areas outside her courthouse palace must not be worthy of her attention. Wait, I always look like this. I'm special. Besides, I can't do anything in my cat form. The police station's also part of her work area, though, whenever arrests are made for her cases. I've brought her food and belongings when she was sent on loan to the police.
We got no business with the cops, right? This might be the metaverse, but I don't want to go in a station.
That reminds me. He'll need a code name too.
Codename?
Phantom Thieves can't.
Just for reference.
Skull.
Mine's Fox.
We pretty much decided.
What is it, Haru? Oh, it's nothing.
Then, perhaps...
Are you closed?
The reverse. If our codenames are to hide...
Karasu.
Why not go with Crow instead?
All right. From here on out, you're Crow.
Got it.
Now then, let's head into the courthouse.
Come on, I want to hear the music.
Now then.
Okay. Oh.
So, this means we're acknowledged as a threat, correct?
Dude, you planning on stealing stuff in that getup?
It just means that's what he thinks a rebel looks like.
No. This is my mental image of a person who sticks to their justice.
Well, I think your mask is more apt for piercing rather than sticking. That aside, the people in here look completely normal.
But we're in a flashy casino. Oh, right. Crow doesn't know too much.
Ah, yes.
I probably did.
In essence, considering what I see before me, it's difficult to believe it is not actually a...
Not all cognitions are normal, though. In Futaba and Okumura's palaces, we had to battle them. People may look normal, but we should be careful. Particularly of those in positions of power.
Is this what you have to go through every time? This is a first for me. I'm somewhat nervous.
Just don't slow us down, Crow.
I will not allow that to happen.
Boom, boom.
Okay, it's time we head inside. Our deadline for this infiltration is November 20th. Any later and we'll get caught in reality. Of course, we'll need to secure an infiltration route before we send out the calling card. As always.
So the calling card wasn't merely for show? It's a necessary step?
Will you please stop interrupting?
My apologies.
Well then, let's go.
I feel somewhat nervous.
Sexy. Roll the dice, beware if me gone. Come on, I do in the wind. See who you can call. To temptations.
Indeed. Indeed.
And we'll lose it all. Winds of fate may lead us. Boom, 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 boom.
Welcome. Come on out, you petty thieves.
She can see us?
You're after the treasure, are you not? Come on down and I will tell you where it is.
What? We're not going to fall for a trick like that.
It's not a lie. I only wish to do this fair and square. You aren't going to run, are you?
We should do as she says. There is no point in hiding any longer.
So you've come. The treasure is located on the manager's floor at the highest point of this building.
Why are you telling us this?
It's as I said before. I wish to go about this in the fairest manner possible. First, I ask that you come up to my location. We will continue this there.
Damn it! Over there!
It seems we'll be able to use that elevator to reach higher floor. Let us get...
I wonder, am I even going to leave the palace yet?
Why don't...
No, I can't.
Let's do it.
I cannot leave the palace just yet.
Let's get...
Authentication required. Member's card?
Perhaps it bears relation to a players' club of sorts.
I can't handle your technical...
Casinos typically have a membership system called a players' club. Some locations even have areas cordoned off for particular ranks of player. Considering the setup of this place, I thought things may be similar here.
That'll make this shit simple. Come on, let's join this player thingy.
I would agree with you, but...
A shadow!
As I expected.
She must be daring us to challenge the...
No need to worry. I promised... Well then, don't worry. Take them
So I've
down.
got Morgana and Ryuji was our additional.
Manifest.
Fair enough. I mean, it's one of those things where this is a fight where I'm forced to have a full team. I may as well just do it.
Let's go.
Anyway.
You're right. The crucial moment. Okay. So people.
Level 45, so we're about 10 levels ahead of where the game expects us to be at this point. Neat. We can't leave.
Yo.
Yes! Alright.
Let me explain.
Hey! Okay.
Mission start.
Hey!
Let's do it.
And I'm going to call it there, since now we're up to the point where we now have to do more grinding. I really didn't want to get into too much Mementos grinding today anyway, purely because I just wanted to blitz through some story and not do the grinding yet, because that's going to be a monumental task on its own, purely because I believe this will be the grind where, A, we get to level up the entire Phantom Thieves set, may as well for the lols. I mean, there is Kazumi later, but don't worry too much about it. We also want to start putting together our more key personas, considering I feel like this is going to be more of a weirder one. Because the reason why I will just go level 99 anyway is because I'm going to get to level 65, 63 with this run. But then I'm close enough to get to, I believe, level 70 to do Kasuga's, the Reflect Kasuga build, which then we can just use that to easily blitz the Reaper if I need to. And it's just going to be a lot more preparation for tomorrow's stream. Just a lot of grinding Mementos wise. Probably filling out a compendium a fair bit. Purely so that we have a somewhat decent Izganami for later. I don't believe I'll need him until at least the final boss. Maybe. I don't know how we're going to go before that, because this is going to get a bit more challenging as we get further in, because the level advantage will... We're going to get a giant level advantage here, but then that will only now get worse over time as we get further into the game, because everything gets closer to the maximum level, you know? All the fun stuff. Anyway. If you're over on YouTube, make sure to leave a like down below if you did enjoy the stream. Maybe subscribe, that would be really awesome. If you're over on Twitch, maybe leave a follow, that could be pretty cool. Maybe throw some bits. Maybe subscribe over there if you really want to. I would highly appreciate it, but you don't have to. As I said, tomorrow we'll do a lot of grinding, but until then, bye-bye!